And then mommy is going to the gym because this new birth control is making me fat.
Because I was in a party crew called Acid Slaves. And I was Bam
yeah.
Bam. I was a dancer. And get on roller skates and go around and like dance battle.
I love it. That's her B-roll intro. Watch me like go on Amazon and get roller skates. Or I'm sorry, don't support Amazon. I'll buy them from somewhere else. Hello everyone and welcome back to the House of Royale. I don't know what episode this is, but you guys are gonna love it. I would love for you guys to go onto the Patreon, patreon.com/House of Royale. All of you angel investors out there that are huge fans of entertainment and showbiz, hop on there, throw in $10,000. I'll give Renee $5. Okay? Because we are here to serve y'all, but we can't do that if we don't have the money. So
Make it rain.
Renee will do a dance routine with his crew, Acid, what are they called?
Acid Slaves.
Acid Slaves. Boy, you. Okay, you guys, I will see you in a little bit. Love you. Bye. We are talking celebrities, movies, the biggest TV shows in television history. This man has done it all. He's been in LA for a long time. He is a veteran. He can school you and your mama and tell you exactly how to do whatever it is you want to do with your hair, your face, your life. Okay, honey? Everyone, please give it up for the beautiful, the amazing Renee Maldonado Cortez. Woo! Yeah.
Happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
Of course. I love you.
I love you too, and you always reset my energy. Like, before Renee even got here, he's like, I'm doing a walk and breath work before I enter the space.
It's true.
It's incredible.
Thank
and
you.
I think I said this the last time you were on. When I look at your live story, it's always just the most beautiful reminder that I need to get my ass back into nature. And like, you're always in nature and you're always doing something for the soul. It's so beautiful.
It's very rewarding, and I am just grateful to be happy. This space and time to take care of myself.
Yeah.
I matter, and I give so much to what I do that it's been an essential part of my life that has allowed me to heal, to live in joy, and continue sharing that message.
Yes, absolutely. Ugh, it gives me chills. I have been like fantasizing about getting an Airbnb because now that I'm an editor, it's my life, you know? And I'm like, and then you were talking about Palm Springs, and I'm like, God, like I think it's in my vortex. I think I'm ready to get out of LA for a little bit.
It's nice. It was nice and hot in the high 90s. I got a nice little tan.
Yes.
Got into the saltwater pool. Lived my best life.
Yes.
As one should.
So I just want to jump right in, and we can talk about a million other things too, but I know that me and the girlies are such huge fans of this show, Selling Sunset. When I first saw Selling Sunset, it was all about the outfits for me. I was like, I want to see what they're going to wear. But it's also kind of like you can look and dress however you want and still be taken seriously. And even the other day I had a work meeting that was so misogynistic and demeaning, you know? And it's like having like and nothing against men. I love you. I love the men, but it was a dude. And it's just like the way that women still get spoken to, especially if you look a certain way. And so that's why I am so in love with these characters on the show, because they're like, yeah, my tits are out, but I'm also going to sell a $20 million house.
They're making it happen. They're boss bitches.
Yeah, it's so cool. So, like, how was it for you being on set and, like, being around? Did you get to see any of these mansions?
For the new season of Selling Sunset, yes. I got to go to 2 locations, which were unexpected and very rewarding to be in that space and to imagine my life and to see the progress that I've had. Because I didn't know I was going to be going to these spaces. And thank you to Patrick for bringing me on. He's our department head, and I know him from the salon, and he's been gracious enough to bring me on, and I've had nothing but a good time with them. And it's really cool to see to watch the video again. I know that last time I was on here, I worked on RuPaul's Drag Race, and then now it's Selling Sunset,
Yes.
and there's more projects coming up that have been great and worthwhile. Getting into the union was a process.
Yes.
And this is my reward for the patience and conviction in making it happen and staying optimistic and knowing that I will get to that moment, because it's a roller coaster. This freelancing industry, working in the biz, there's no security, but at the end of the day, I'm the captain of the ship and we sail forward, and the sea is for us to, journey and explore and learn.
I love that. The sea. It is a journey. I couldn't agree more. Like, I feel like I can only speak from experience, and my experience was being a female singer in the pop music industry, and it was such a box to be in, because you're like, oh, I am just a girl, so I have to have a man manage me, or I have to have a record deal. And it was just such this like one-dimensional idea of how to make it as an artist, and it's so like disparaging and debilitating. And it's like, now we have all these different social media outlets. I just love getting you guys on camera, because it's like, this is like putting the stamp on like the truth of the reality of, you can take this path, but being your own boss and having the freedom to do your own thing. I mean, this is like the second year I've ever experienced that feeling. And it's crazy. I wish I had started sooner, but like you say, it's like, I'm grateful for the experience. And now I know for certain the dark side of the other side of it. And I'm just so grateful that I got out. But even still, we are still the angels in the darkness, because we're in Hollywood, we're in LA. Do you feel like you're still seeing that old school Hollywood shit going on?
Oh, for sure. I don't think it's going to change. It's a part of the history. It's already ingrained. Luckily, with this younger generation, there's more awareness, empathy. There is that conversation, especially being on social media.
Yeah.
Which has, I call it the hamster wheel. There's moments I get on, I go on for the spin, it spits me out. I have to recover, I go back in.
Yes.
But it's a part of the cycle. I was actually thinking how when I was working in the salon, Us Weekly, like tabloid magazines, were our version of the news. Now it's, your device, and there's a little blue screen that it has an amount of information that's just being generated every day and every second. And there's a lot of information out there now. So
there is.
People are talking.
Lately, I don't want to guilt trip myself for this, but in the morning, if I'm not on my phone, I will open my laptop and put on YouTube. And that's like my morning news.
I love that.
But like, isn't it crazy though? Like, I wish I could get up in the morning and just like drink lemon water and meditate and like go for a run. You know what? Maybe I'll challenge all of us to do that tomorrow morning. But it's just such an addiction to get on the phone and look at the notifications.
It is. It has that dopamine effect where it gets you.
Yeah.
And I try to do it on a daily basis when I wake up. Maybe I don't stretch, but I'll try to remind myself of what I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I'm not striving for perfection. It's just taking it one day at a time, which I'm very grateful for, and learning just to pause and be in the moment. And of course, if I want to go back in, I'll go back in. But for me, what I'm learning is having that awareness and knowing that I'm in control. Or maybe give myself a little timer. Mm-hmm. I'll go on it for 5 minutes. That's my approach with TikTok. I'm going to put a timer on for myself, because as it is, Instagram already has me. I think TikTok will have me too. But, I'm having boundaries being set up and learning from my past experiences on not being so plugged in, because it is good to disconnect. And I've been grateful to have the time to disconnect and just not be on the phone. I'll record content because it's great to have content at all times.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just to be present, being in those moments, honoring what's in front of me versus what I'm being distracted to, or it can get you.
Right. Well, and that being said, let's take it back to the Selling Sunset girlies, because I look at their lives and I'm like, if I wasn't on, in order to get through a day of their life, I would have to be on drugs. Like, I don't know how they are doing. the outfits alone, like not being able to breathe, like the waist cinching dresses and the heels, and then you're like cleaning and moving furniture and like selling a home. It's so nuts to see that. But I guess when you have success and you're making a shit ton of money, it's like that is the motivator. Do you, when you're around the girls, and like shout out to like some of my faves, we love you, Chrishell. You're such a sweetheart. And G Flip, like Chrishell and G Flip are being nominated for cutest couple for some reality competition, or it's like People's Choice Awards, but it's an award show for something else. I forget what it is. But I love Chrishell's energy. Even though you're in the drama too, girl. You're in the drama too. Like, you know how to stir the motherfucking pot. But Emma is so sweet. Like, some of those girls are so sweet. And then you have like the Bulldog girls who I also love. It's like such a great mix of both personalities. Like, who's the Nick Cannon girl? Brie. It's like, what? Say it one more time. You know, and it's like, oh, okay, good. Like, we need some of that hood energy on there too. So it's so fun to watch. But like, you styled hair for a few of the girls.
Yes.
Okay. Who did you style for?
For selling the OC. There was a majority of I ended up doing hair for Polly. There was the Pro Look. It was between Patrick and I. We collaborated there. Also too for Brandy.
Cool.
She has like the sleek top with a little wave on the bottom.
Nice.
I did hair for also Hall. Even for the guys, Austin, I got to touch him up. Not Gio, but they're all great guys. And even for the new season of Selling Sunset, I got to style hair for the new girl that's going to be launched. There's Nicole. I got to do a couple styles with her. Touch-ups on Chrishell, Manza, Emma, most of the girls.
Yeah.
Chelsea's my favorite. She's a character.
Yes.
She's always a great time. I definitely connect with her. She has this energy and this childlike personality that I just am enamored by her.
Yeah.
You see her walk in and it's just like, that's who I want to kick it with. Like, that's the kind of girl that I feel like you can really chill. Everyone else too, but there's this connection. And they all vary too, because they have their spices. So
yes, and speaking of spices, Chelsea, she has these food videos on her Insta, and I'm just like, how are you a 000, bitch?
She's serving it. In person, you see that waist, and it's like a life-size Barbie doll. I called her the American girl, but she can be the British girl, and
was she born like that?
Wow. Genetics. She likes to eat, and it's just like, you're blessed to have those genetics. She has, mother of 2, I believe.
Yes.
And still, it's body yaddy.
Oh my God. Insane. I mean, all of them, but like Chelsea, you can just tell it's natural. Cause she be eating. Like, girl, you be putting like blocks of butter and like just syrup and shit in a bowl. I'm like, how do you look like
She's living her best life, and I'm here for that.
Yes. And also shout out to Amanza. I met you at Soho House. And she looked gorgeous, of course, like her outfit, her hair, everything. And I mentioned you to her.
I love that.
I did. And I was like, oh my God, do you know Renee? And she was like, oh my God, yes.
She's a sweetheart.
Yes.
She serves body yaddy too. I remember I'm thinking about the reunion show that we shot over in Sunset Gower Studios. And when they all walked out of their trailers, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like these angels were walking by in life size, and they're recording their videos, and I was floored. I got to do hair for Nicole for that one, but still to see them in person and serving their bodies, hair, everything.
Yeah.
It's a moment to remember and to get to talk about.
I know. It's so incredible. I remember back in the 2000s, we would call girls that kind of had that aesthetic tanorexic. With the spray tan and just super skinny. But it's like these days, it's the 2.0 version of everything we did in Y2K, which is another reason why I absolutely adore the show, because it's like, oh my God, we're bringing back that like Barbie glam shit that girls used to get so much hate for. Like, there was just this like blip of time where if you dressed like that, you just were looked at as like, and I mean, even the most famous women in the world, Britney, Lindsay, Paris. And they were the ones that were the trendsetters and like making the most money and doing world tour, all this shit. And they were so trashed by the media. So it's like kind of beautiful to see full circle women just walking in like warriors.
They're succeeding and they're empowered, which I love. I love, fanning their flame, keeping them shining. It's great. It's great to see women that are taking control and taking charge of their lives.
Yes.
I love that. I'm here for it all the time.
Totally. Absolutely. What about like some of the other reality shows? Like, do you have your eye on any projects that you want to be on or?
I'm pretty open right now. I mean, I would like to be on a film, something more continuous, have an opportunity to travel. There are different tiers in the union. So I'm in network TV, and by working on certain shows, I get like working on Selling Sunset and Selling the OC allows me to build my days to transfer into roster. I call roster Big Daddy because that opens up many doors. I recently got approached about working on a low budget union roster show. Unfortunately, I couldn't work it because of the systems that they have. So I had to wait until that person is unavailable. If I happen to be available, I can probably be brought in.
Yeah.
But it was just a good learning experience. I was bummed out because it was 20 days of work.
Wow.
I could have been working, but luckily with my makeup partner, Ashley, there's a job out in her area where I'm going to be able to get 8 days.
Wow.
So it's a win-win situation. Luckily, I was able to pull myself back.
Yeah.
I definitely allowed my tears to come out because I was really looking forward to it. But I feel like for every door that closes, another one opens up. I have to remind myself that.
Yeah.
Especially with my ego, wants to get the best. And I knew at that moment, it's like, the rainbow's going to shine. You're going to have your opportunity. This one isn't for you. The next one that's coming will be for you. And I'm grateful for it because even just to be thought of and pitched is even a gift in itself.
Absolutely.
I'm always grateful for people to always think of me when they think of a project.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah. I think it's so important for artists to talk about money and like, how are we going to make money? Because like, I'm really in that vortex right now. Like I'm doing my candles and I'll write, of course I want love and, abundance with my relationships, but like, I'm going to write money on the damn candle too. Like I want that money to be coming in, and it's lovely that is also such an open conversation. It's the first woman I saw talk about money was Whitney Cummings, and she's been a millionaire for 5 years now, but she still is like, I was poor for so long that I'm always in this scarcity mindset of like, okay, if this happens, what is my backup? Or what am I going to do? And it's just, we need to be talking about it.
It's the truth, especially being a freelancer for the last 10 years full time. Prior to the first 5 years, I was in the salon. So I had, my hourly wage, which was a good backbone. But the minute I decided to fully give myself into this freelancing world, I was basically pimping myself out.
Yeah.
Especially in the city, you meet people. I was saying yes to a lot of jobs, whether it was the rate or availability. It was more so getting my foot in the door.
Of course.
That to me is a good start off. That'll increase the connection, and I do really good with people.
Yeah.
I feel like having that customer service background has helped, but it definitely has allowed me to meet new people, have opportunities. I mean, I met you with Sequoia. I met Sequoia through Ashley. It's just this line of connection to people that have this resource of quality people that I'm now in search of to connect with artists and anybody, just to be able to create magic and have a good connection.
Yeah.
And I love that because at the end of the day, I get to decide who I get to share that with. And I'm always asking who's paying for it. Are you paying out of pocket, or is production paying out of pocket? Because it is important to talk about money. Are you going to pay me in 30 days? You can pay me in 60 days? Do I need to add more tax? It's just these logistics that go into it, especially with the inflation of the cost of living in LA. It's definitely messed up.
Yeah.
And it's eye-opening. It's been a hard time for, I know, a lot of my friends. I have been able to just make it work and stay active and get thought of and be brought on.
Yeah.
So I'm always very grateful and humbled and willing to share opportunities with other people that can step up and be available to do that.
Yes, absolutely. So now that you're on TikTok, are you going to be doing hair tutorials on there?
I am looking forward to doing hair tutorials, but also since I also speak Espanol, there will be other content in Spanish.
Yes.
I recently came upon this app called Yuka. It basically uses the scan code on the phones. It breaks down the products that are in there. I finally was able to work on having a clean professional kit that I can bring on set, having more of a consciousness of how certain products affect our endocrine system. Some of them have like not the best ingredients, because it has a rating system. So it was really good just to scan it. It uses for skincare, makeup. I've even changed my routine and have brought in new hair care lines like Briogeo, Mad Hippie for my skincare. I've seen a difference in it and how things were creating inflammation on my face. Had I not used this app and become aware, it definitely has enlightened me, and just being more aware and sharing that and being able to talk about it.
Yes.
Because it is good to make money at the same time, but it's also the after effect and our trail marks that we leave behind and how it affects our water. It's pretty sad. I love how you have a filter in your sink. I definitely am now in that process of getting a sink because of my face and knowing the effects that it has. So I love social media for that, for being able to share knowledge with me, because before it was more so of just having a conversation, sharing experiences, and now you can find useful ideas and tips that can help someone and give back.
Yeah.
And it's been very inspiring.
I got that filter because of TikTok. And when I took the original filter off of my sink, it looked exactly how it looks when they show you on TikTok. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, we're brushing our teeth, we're washing our face. Like, it's insane. And also, yes, like I remember last year I was looking for a powder that didn't have any talc. And it was such an eye opener. I'm like, what brands are making vegan makeup? Like, for real, for real. And so now I know now, and you have to do your research. You know, I want to manifest a collaboration with you and Julia Fox. Julia, I want you to meet Renee. He is so amazing. He's going to just do your hair to the gods. But speaking of sustainable, she just posted photos with a fashion designer that made her a full corseted gown out of shower curtains and bubble wrap plastic.
I love that.
And I'm obsessed with you, Julia. Like, come do the pod.
She's very sickening. I'm excited to see her new fashion show with La Rouge. She just serves it up. I'm so grateful she exists. I'm so grateful to be in this generation that has that change, which has been much needed. Mm-hmm. And she's just a goddess in her own self.
They should put you on that show.
It would be nice to be on a show, and having opportunities like this allows for it to all come to life, which I'm super grateful for, because it all started with a thought, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And having that conversation and that connection with quality people that can foresee that for you, that can allow you to both shine together, which is great.
Yeah. The other day I was on Instagram and I was like, you know, nothing against anyone, but I was just like muting certain people's stories because I really wanted to curate. If I'm going to come onto Instagram, I really want to see the artists that I love.
Yes.
And I'm trying to change the algorithm and make sure that I'm seeing their stories first. And because I want to be inspired by people like that who are constantly like, I'm literally going to do nothing that society told us to do and just think completely outside of the box and be fully creative. And it just like changes the frequency in your body. Yesterday I was interviewing a dancer. She like does circus. She's a contortionist and aerialist. And she has her own fashion line and it's called Frequency, but Freak. And she's like, because I just want people to let their freak flags fly. And then she went into a whole speech about frequency, which is so the type of artist you are. And even when I first met you, you were like, yeah, no deodorant. Like you're using essential oils. And I'm just like, whoa, like, duh, we need to be doing that.
I still use that to this day. I'm actually been testing an essential oil that I've been mixing.
Yeah.
I love eucalyptus. So I've been adding some additional scents to it and getting feedback from people. I just did a fashion show the other day at the Four Seasons on Wilshire.
Yeah.
I called it the Pretty Woman Hotel. I felt like I was Julia Roberts going into that hotel and reliving my life because it was really cool just to walk in there and to see it. And I sprayed that essential oil on me. Nice. And a couple of the models were approaching me like, who is that? And I told them it was my scent. They're like, are you selling it? It's like, well, not yet, but it is something in the process.
Yes.
Especially from last time and just being able to really foresee my future and the bigger picture of it all. And I knew for me there was a fear in having success in the fame because it does come with expectations, the ups and downs. Yeah. But I'm realizing I'm already doing that now. So I might as well embody it all and just own it. And it's something that comes from a place of love and healing, and I'm happy to share that now because why not monetize on it?
Right. Exactly. I mean, same. Like, I want to really do a vision board and really just be like, but if this is what you want, then just do it. Just go and get it. But there is that block of like, are we going to be canceled? Like, how hard are people going to come at us for the most trivial, stupid things? Right now, there's a trend happening on TikTok, and it's like called block out, not blackout, but block out. And it started with one influencer, and now a bunch of influencers are like, these are the 3 celebrities we're going to block today. Stop giving them your money. And it's like, because everyone felt like during the Met Gala, it was like the rich, and then we're all just like homeless and poor. They were like, it's like Hunger Games. It's like the real life Hunger Games. Do you feel like that, or?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're definitely living in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Handmaid's Tale is coming,
Yeah.
with America. It's here. What's the what was I was gonna say the other one is WALL-E, my classic favorite.
Oh
WALL-E.
yeah, you brought that one up.
WALL-E, I see it every day. These little screens, they just dumb us down. Even in the way people stand, like their body
the
positioning,
shoulders.
they're sitting back. They're not really motivated to do much. They're just becoming couch potatoes, and it's pretty sad to see. I love the electric cars. I love the hybrid cars, but at the same time, making it too reliable for people, and it's making me annoyed. My main pet peeve in the road is people not using their turn signals because they're driving with their phone on, and it's usually the Tesla people. They're now it was the Prius, now it's the Teslas, and it's just a reminder to just check myself because people are just driving around projecting their truth, and it's like I'm not gonna latch onto that because even though I like the chisme, I just don't want to hook on again.
No,
I've been hooking myself, and it's just a day-to-day basis.
It's exhausting. I will roll the window down and do a full dance routine and just be like, "Do you know what you are doing right now on the road? Can you please use your blinker? I'm alive. I'm a human. This isn't just a car. We're going to do eye contact right now." Like
100%.
I will be, what is it called when you direct traffic? I mean, and I'm not that wild about it, but if I feel someone swerving into my lane, the window comes down because people are zombified. It's incredible. This conversation alone is making me want to get a personal trainer and like throw my phone away and just go work out and go be in the forest. And like, I need to change my life.
Make that time for yourself. Take it.
Yes, I'm going to. I feel it. I haven't left LA in so long. I was thinking about this. Growing up, I was always on an airplane. And I feel like as an adult, like, Sweden is all the places that I went to are connected to something that are not good. And so I just stopped traveling. I stopped. And I haven't left LA since lockdown.
We'll have to take a little drive out then.
I need to leave LA.
Why not? We have so many places to go.
I need to leave.
Even an hour away. The other day I went to Santa Clarita for a bridal party, and it was just nice to see the sunshine hear the train tracks from the train that was passing by. And it's just like, this is life.
Yes.
It's good to get out of La La Land, out of the bubble, and come back to reality, reconnect, and make some time. I know there's going to be traffic, but at the same time, be prepared or be flexible.
Yeah.
Have a little bag in the back seat of your car just in case, so your future self can say thank you in that moment. You want to take that just spontaneous moment to just do it.
Yeah.
It's great. I did that the other day watching Challengers. I had plans that changed on me at the last minute, and I was just such in a good spirit that I thought, well, how can I really utilize this? How can I get inspired?
Yes.
So I went online, saw Challengers was playing at Century City.
Yeah.
Took myself on a date night. It was super cute. Such a really badass movie.
Yeah.
Zendaya killed it. She made me a fan. I was already a fan of her other work, but just to see her in that light, it was really well shot. And I was super grateful to be in that environment because just to manifest and seeing my name in the credits is always great to be that. I wasn't working on this, but at the end, I usually whenever I see a movie, I like to stay at the end and see, because you get to see people that have worked on it. And these are my colleagues that I now get to know in person and to like applaud them, because in return, I will be applauded as the way I foresee myself. But it's just nice to manifest it and to vision it and to be reminded of the glamour of Tinseltown, because it's a possibility and it's available to us.
Yeah. You know, I have been saying no to certain things like sex, for example.
That's a good thing.
You know,
especially that casual, quickie, you know, hit it, quit it. It's fun, but I'm in that quality.
This person wouldn't be able to get me pregnant, so that it's different. But but I had to literally say to myself, you are tired and you don't have the energy for that, and you need to tell them no. And it was really hard, but I really had to say, what does your body need right now?
You need to connect.
Yeah.
And see how you really are doing deep inside, because once that energy exchange happens, you're left with that.
Yeah.
No matter how much Palo Santo or you know, essential oils you spray on, it's just that connection stays with you for those 24 hours or longer. Who knows what that person is going through?
Yeah.
I've come to light with that now, and it's more so of just like, you know what, I got some memories.
Yeah.
Got a little video here I can just rewatch and be done, and just be more aware of I don't have to plug in and charge up on something I don't necessarily want to take home with me.
Right. Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I feel like it's always way worse when it's a guy. So this time it was fine. What do we want to watch that you have been on? Like, what shows have you done? Like, what can we, if I go on to Netflix, like, what can I watch?
I would definitely say for Netflix, it would be Selling the OC that's currently out now.
Yes.
The new season of Selling Sunset will be coming out later this year once they launch that. I did watch Selling the OC yesterday just to catch up to see most of the work, and it was really fun to rewatch.
Cool.
But there was also RuPaul's Drag Race season 16.
Oh my God.
I started off with I did haircuts for a couple of the girls, and then after that they brought someone else in. But my friend is now working on the new season. And we were just having a conversation about it, and he mentioned that he does touch-ups on Michelle Visage, but one of the producers talked to him about doing, he's also a barber, if he can do barbering cuts.
Yeah.
And I was so happy for him, because I was going to hit up the producers that I had a connection with to see what was going on. Maybe we can work again. But once he told me he was the new person, I was just so happy for him and shared my happiness and joy, and being able to felt like it was passing the baton to someone I admire. He's been in the union longer than I have, and he actually got to work on Bring It On. So it's really cool when you get into the union, you meet these people, you have the sense of community and that connection.
Yeah.
So he's already doing that new season, and it was cool. I'm really happy with All Stars and RuPaul's Drag Race. It's been life-changing. Speaking of RuPaul's Drag Race, I just booked a wedding for a fellow hairstylist that's getting married this Sunday. And she was one of the girls that was on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm a big fan of hers, and it just came out of nowhere. And I was just super grateful. And it's a full moon today. And that to me was
good to know.
It's a Sagittarius.
See, this is the benefit of having witchy friends, y'all. They will tell you the moon phase.
It's on. And that to me was just a good affirmation to start my day before I came here.
Yeah.
It was just, I felt really proud. I felt like my ancestors, the universe was coming together to keep me going, and to be reminded that every opportunity that presents itself is an opportunity to make something, create something out of it, the connections you get. And you just never know who you're going to be presented. And I was floored to know who it was, because I'm like, this is your best friend and you want me to do her hair? She wanted someone of quality, and he automatically thought of me. And I was just overjoyed when he said that, because I like to share voice notes when I either on Instagram or by text.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like a voice note holds a moment and that it captures it. And I just want to share that essence with you.
Yeah.
Because the text is cute. It's just a little dry for me sometimes.
Yes.
And if I love you, I'm going to send you a voice note. If I have a connection, I'm going to, that's my way of sending you like my love you notes.
Yes. Agreed. I had to train myself to stop calling motherfuckers, because nobody wants to pick up the phone. And it's almost like people are appalled if you even try to call their phone.
See, I'm the opposite. I leave my phone on silent. So if you text me, if I happen to see the screen, I'll check it on. But if you call me, you leave a voicemail.
Yeah.
But if you need to get a hold of me, I always tell people, call me.
Yeah.
If you need to get a hold of me, it's that important, call me. Just call me, because if I see your names popping up, I'm going to answer it.
Yeah.
And I like having that disconnection, having the silence.
Yeah.
Because it was a little trial and error situation I had to realize. And that pinging sound and how it would make me feel. Oof. It was just like, oh. It was just that caress of a sound that I knew. Like,
really?
Ooh.
You liked it?
For a bit, and that's when I realized this is not good for me.
Oh.
Because it's rewarding to know that what I'm in being, it's a form of validation, a digital validation for my peers.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, I know what I do, and I'm being more selective as to what I share.
Okay. For me, I am like I feel my eye twitches or something when I hear, even when I'm hearing. And I haven't been on my meds in 2 months, y'all, so that's probably why. But even like a horn honking or like a baby screaming, or I'm just like, ah. And then my phone, I'm like, it's going on silent. So that's why my phone's on silent. And I notice so many people have notifications turned off, silenced. And it's like, this was set in quiet mode. I think so many people's nerves are shot
100%
by the sounds.
100%.
Because we're not just getting text messages from people. We're getting text messages from like the coconut mouthwash you just bought. Like, it's insane. And I'm like, how do I turn this off? Like, Snapchat's been texting me. I'm like, is this like a scam? But no, it's actually Snapchat going, this person just updated their blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't need to know that.
I miss Snapchat. I gave it up because it was draining my phone, and I got tired of having to reconnect. And that's why I let go of Snapchat. But, you know, the children are on TikTok, so
yeah,
I'm sure it's going to drain my phone too. But
well, look, I only use Snapchat for the Naomi filter. And if you don't know, now you know. If you're trying to get a video and you're like tripping over, like if you have a breakout or if you feel like you look old and tired, just use Naomi and it fixes everything.
Okay.
It's
maybe that'll reason for me to be going on back there just to use the filter and test it out.
Yeah. Only for video.
Okay.
If you need to shoot like a 20-second video and you want an amazing filter, because I don't like the TikTok filters. I'm sorry. Nothing beats Naomi.
Noted. That is good to know.
Do you have a phone holder in your car?
Not anymore. I used to. Well, I also have the little ping in the back of my phone.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That became an issue.
Okay.
And I just put it down. And
because you would, at the red light, you would just, damn.
Especially when I had the sound on, I would hear it. And it was too confusing for me, especially with the music. Because the music fluctuates for me. I usually like to use the radio.
Yeah.
So it'll go from like reggaeton to like classical to like bachata to ranchera. So it's just it has its moments, and then there's traffic and there's people and everything else. Is just I was being overstimulated.
Yeah.
To the point where it's giving me a little bit of anxiety. And then,
well, the reason why I ask is because for TikTok, since you and I are about to embark on a TikTok journey. Well, we'll see. But I feel like when I'm in the car, that's when I have the courage to be like, you know what? I'm in the mood to just say this right now. But my phone isn't set up. I like want it here and it's like, in the cup holder. And I'm like,
I've seen people that have it to like the left of the driver's side, like by the window.
Yeah.
It's like glued on there, or it's a suction cup.
That's what I want to get.
Why not?
Because the car content, y'all, is A+. Like, people love the car content and the story time in the car. And the lighting is usually pretty good.
It helps. I'm thinking about getting maybe a small GoPro or something just to put there.
Yeah.
Just to have. You're giving me some good ideas, so I appreciate that.
Well, because with the GoPro, you can shoot the clip and then put it away and come back to it. Instead of because I know if I shoot that clip, I'm going to be sitting in the car for 3 hours.
I know that feeling too well.
You know?
The car gets me, which I love being a passenger in, which doesn't happen that much.
Really?
But lately I'm becoming a passenger in cars. So usually I'm telling the people don't take it personal. Yeah. I just have some stuff to take care of that I haven't been able to take care of because of driving.
Yeah.
I'm usually driving myself.
Yeah.
And it's too distracting.
Yeah. Like, wait, are you telling the Uber driver or your friends?
My friends.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you're
No.
the Uber driver.
No, I am my own Uber Lyft driver.
Okay.
But if I have some friends that, are a little alpha, they want to be in the control and they want to drive. So I'm like, do you? I will be your passenger. I have no issue letting you drive. It just gives me time to just really step back and enjoy the moment. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's very gratifying just to be there and just feel the breeze and not have to be responsible.
Okay.
And just let go. I'm already responsible enough with other stuff where it's just like, this is a nice little break.
Yeah.
A little 5-minute siesta if possible, or who knows,
I love it. I need a siesta, God damn it. Yeah, I need a siesta. I am so inspired talking about these shows and like what we want to manifest. I mean, you're already doing it on such a big scale, on such a huge scale.
Thank you.
I just saw a clip for Tim Burton's Beetlejuice 2. Is that a movie that you would want to do?
Oh, for sure. A Beetlejuice, American Horror Story.
Yes.
Anything that would just really step me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And do. I mean, I was almost going to do Westworld, but it didn't work out with the scheduling. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I figured like the right show would come along.
Yeah.
Even if it was on a tour with an artist. I was manifesting that the other day coming from Palm Springs. There's this artist, Pedro Infante's niece or his daughter. She has this beautiful voice, and just envisioning going with an artist and having a connection and having input and insight to create looks is so fun and different, and just why not? I figured I have the time and energy to share that. I turned 45 this year, even though I feel like I'm 35.
Exactly.
So it just keeps adding more to that motivation for me to be like, I'm living my best life.
Yeah.
I am where I foresaw for myself, not knowing where things were going to happen, especially taking a risk and making that happen.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful that I stay consistent with it, because it's hard in the beginning, especially when companies are not paying you right on time and you have to make that money somehow else. So I was an entrepreneur in mostly anything because I needed to make that money. So it definitely is a good pat on the shoulder.
When it comes to like genre or style, like what, like in your wildest dreams, like what's your fave? Because like the reason why I bring up Beetlejuice is because I love the spirit world. I love everything metaphysical just because of what I've been through. And for those of you who don't know, I lost my mom, and she started visiting me 2 years after she died. And that was my intro into like, oh my God, I'm clairvoyant. I'm like astral projecting. I'm like, but I can't watch scary movies. I don't like horror films. I love American Horror Story, like certain scenes with the witches, obviously, because that's my shit.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, Coven's amazing. But I am very particular with like Tim Burton is like my favorite of all time because it's not too scary. It's campy.
It is.
But like for you as a hairstylist, is it music or like, I know you said you want to do movies, but like what would be like your dream like vibe? Like, do you like camp?
I love it all. I love camp. I love music. I'm pretty much open to anything at this point. I feel like I'm always up to learning something different, something new, being under someone's belt to like mentor them, shadow them, because it's that moment of an experience of knowledge that they have that I get to be around and embody, which is why I love assisting people. Yeah. I have no pride. I have no ego there. It's like I'm there to support them and create a vision together, because who knows how that experience will help me out later on in a project that I have. Yeah. I recently got to work with Meow Wolf, and that's major. And it's an installation for a promo they're doing. And to be asked to be brought to work on one of the hero actors to create a look for them was very gratifying. Yeah. Because I didn't really know about this. Ashley Joy, when we were working in Vegas, after we worked at a job at the Wynn, mentioned to go to the Meow Wolf exhibition, and it was life-changing. It first started with Empire of the Sun, the guys from Pinau. We did a couple music videos with them that looked very psychedelic, but to be in a space like that in Meow Wolf in Vegas was very eye-opening. And then to be pitched for a job that was a 2-day shoot for a promo for them
Yeah.
was just a validation in knowing that I'm doing the right things. I'm connecting with the right people.
Yeah.
Because in that saying yes to a lot of these people, you just didn't know how things were going to work out. And it's allowed me to work with Shein. I have one of my friends who's a creative director. I've done a couple campaigns with them
Wow.
for our beauty. And so it's just people move along the way and they bring me along the way, which is very awesome.
Yeah.
And to think like it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
In the blink of an eye, and I'm thinking, well, what the next 15 years look like?
Yeah.
Especially now that I would be open to start to travel, going to Mexico or Europe or anywhere. Being dual language and being on social media can open many doors.
Absolutely.
I'm hitting up brand companies. We're talking to them about these ideas. Like Briogeo was one of the lines that I got really connected with, especially using the Yuka app because of their ingredients. How everything was pretty clean and balanced. And I'm using their volumizing line.
Yeah.
And they have a caffeine biotin infusion going on with their shampoo and conditioner. So just having that insight and foreseeing a product for myself and having a collaboration with them would be amazing, or any other brand.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're creating a baby together to share with the world. And a lot of celebrities are doing it. And I'm thinking, like, you got the money, but do you have the passion and creativity to create something together with the brand that you connect with?
Yeah.
And see that fruition come to life and to share with others and knowing it's going to help them.
Yeah.
That's more of my message. My focus is to be able to be in an environment that can create an impact on someone else and give them hope and inspiration, because that's what movies and TV shows did for me.
Yeah.
It allowed my imagination to really see something for myself, especially being in a first generation environment and not wanting to fall, in line with everything else that I was seeing. Like, I knew there was more to my life than just having a girlfriend, going to school, going to work at a 9 to 5. It's like, that's not what life really is.
Yeah.
I didn't come with the blueprint, and I'm really grateful that I took those risks, because I would not be the man that I am today.
I love the Renee speeches, you guys. You need to just like splice that and put it in your phone and listen to it every morning. It's so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Jonathan from The Fabulous Five.
Jonathan
Queer
Van
Eye?
Ness, yes.
Okay. I feel like we need the Latino version of him, and you could be that. Like, we need the Mario Lopez of hair.
I love that.
Right?
I love that you're putting that into concept, because I know Jonathan. I met him before he was on TV, and I was fanning him flame because I saw where he's at today, and I'm like, you're gonna make it big. Like, you need to be behind the camera. So for you to mention that, and for me to see that, and being like, now it's like the reversal of it. Now it's my time, which is a great time.
Yeah.
Because I feel ready and prepared and in a good space with myself.
Yeah, because industry people need more of this type of language. How you're talking about the spirit and going on hikes and then bringing the product into the picture, and how you work as an artist. It's like first this and then this. And that's truly what human beings need. And it's kind of what Jonathan brings. And then for music, it's like Queen Herbie is kind of like that for singers. She's like, oh no, all of my lyrics are actually for the betterment of you, like to bring you to your highest good, which is so hard to do.
And I'm grateful you introduced her to me, because I didn't know who she was beforehand. And I remember playing her music, and I'm like, she's dope. Like, she has a message. She has a purpose that she's sharing. And that's so awesome to celebrate and to be around.
Yeah.
Because she gets me into it.
Yeah, she figured it out. And like, she'll go on TikTok and take an incense stick and go like this and cleanse you through the phone and like look behind your ear. And it's almost this ASMR like spiritual cleanse that she does with her audience. And it's like, damn.
I love that. So I love that you're saying that, because it aligns with what I was doing yesterday with my stories and using some of my abundance music in my background just to share that message.
Yeah.
And it's very empowering. Like yesterday on my hike, I was able to reconnect with my 16-year-old, my 21-year-old, my 31-year-old, and shed some light and just saying thank you for the experiences and the memories, and just saying goodbye to them and shedding that before the full moon, not even really knowing what was going on. But I see that today as a sign, and taking time to connect with myself and seeing that I matter, that I value myself, and that it is good to make the best of what I can in my 24 hours, because this is all I have for now. And it's awesome. I'm just super grateful to have my family, have their support, and to be around them. They fill me with so much joy, especially going back to Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward going back to Mexico, especially now that Obrador, the Mexican president, is giving dual citizenships to first generation kids.
Wow.
I was already in the process of looking into that, and now that he passed that, it gives me hope to go back to Oaxaca, go back to Jalisco, maybe share that message that I do here out there, have that cross
Yes.
collaboration, look into my future, build an empire out there, have Casa Maldonado de Cortés be something that can give back and come into the States. And
Hell yeah.
I'm really excited for this new journey. And 45 feels great.
Yes.
It's a good, time. And if you add it up, it's 9, the number 9. I need to look into what the meaning of the number 9 is. But I've been lately coming more into numerology and just reconnecting with me. And I'm so happy for summer to be around the corner. I'm a Leo. I'm a sun baby.
Yeah.
The winter was cute. I started becoming more proactive, going on my bike rides, hiking, like all of that. It's just a good preparation time just to pull myself out of that.
Do you have roller skates?
I don't.
You don't?
I know I purchased them once and I took them back. I wasn't really coordinations with me and that. No. Skateboards, no. I feel like as long as I can walk, because I'm a little clumsy.
Okay, because earlier you mentioned, because I am going to the gym later today, you guys. You heard it here today, okay? But you were saying near Planet Fitness there was a roller rink?
Underneath it, yes. It was called World on Wheels.
Okay.
From 94, that's when I was a freshman in Venice High. I was also the freshman class president, ditching school to go to these ditching parties. Purple Shield was the name of the event at World on Wheels, and that's where all the party crews would go to. Because as a freshman, I wasn't out of the closet. It wasn't until my sophomore year that I finally was like, this sugar needs to come out, because I'm already like Googling over the boys and I'm trying to be with the girls, and it was just so confusing, but it was such a fun time there. I was telling you that I would get on the roller skates and roll around the rink, and they had all this techno music and house and just a different time. It was just, it's memorable. And I'm so grateful that I am from that era, because I see the fashion now that's coming back together. And I do feel like I'm now my uncle, who I would tease and being like, oh, that's so vintage. It's
right. No, honey. You're going to always be the coolest person in your family. Absolutely. Like,
I feel that.
There are no uncles that are this cool.
No, and I think that's in music. Music for me has been a gateway to get me out through, my ups and downs. It motivates me, encourages me. It reminds me of being this bad bitch that I am and owning that, especially as a gay Chicano queer man living in LA. Yeah. And this whole machismo and it's just an interesting time right now.
Do you listen to podcasts?
Not enough.
Okay.
Not enough.
Because you say that music gets you through shit. Music at this point is like a relationship that I'm trying to repair, So when I'm in the mood to listen to music, it's such a gift, because usually I'm like, I can't do it. Like, it's just so traumatic for me. But the podcasts, I'm like, oh my God, like just the conversations that we're allowed to have now, my mind is blown.
It's very insightful. Ashley, whenever we've done like car trips, she puts on audiobooks. She definitely is a big pro audiobook person.
Yeah.
And she sends me a couple links. It's just making the time to just sit down. I like to read a book.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is good to have that conversation being played in the background just to have. Because sometimes when I'm in traffic, I'll watch the forecast with the moon. And so that is something new to add to my playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
And to see those options, because they do sometimes pop up. It's just reminding myself that I can learn something out of that and taking the time.
Yeah. What you're listening to. Yes. You guys, whatever you're feeding your brain is so important. So make sure that it's good stuff.
It's quality.
But it's like whenever, because in LA, the energy is always so heavy, and our interactions with human beings, I always am hitting the reset button, and that's why I love just like, well, especially Whitney. If I'm having a shitty day, I'll just start listening to Whitney, and I'm like, we're good. I'm all good. Like, she's just, the guests she brings on, and it's almost like every single topic, or like just every single thing that I had just gone through, she's like shitting on it and tearing it apart and being like, no, like we're going to fix it and talk about this and get to the bottom of it, And it's just such a great reminder that when you are connected spiritually, the outside elements of society and the world can hit us 10 times harder than the average bear, because we're so like honed into that spiritual peace. And so yeah, it is like whatever you're listening to. And to fall asleep too. Like sometimes I'll listen to there's an adult nighttime one called Nothing Much Really Happens, but it's this lady and she's like just describing a fireplace or like the teacup or yeah, like baking cookies. And it's like what's so wild about that is even though it's nothing much, it's all of the things that we forget and we ignore. And it's like the crackling of a fire is like, that's magic. It's so magical.
And holds a moment where you can reconnect.
Yeah.
That's what I like about music. I was listening to a lot of the 90s music. I had to go back, which was great with my healing sessions because I feel like that's what allowed me to connect with my younger self in my 20s with that music that just brought up situations or moments I needed to cross my T's and dot my I's with. And I like the music that's out right now, but the old stuff, it has this soul. And I just love the fact that I like to switch it up with English and Spanish, listen to some French radio stations, just get my mind stimulated. It's such a beautiful language. I sometimes understand what they're saying, sometimes I don't, but it's just nice to have that conversation and that white noise in the background. Yeah. But I do like the fact that to sleep with music, like the gigahertz. I usually will do some of the detox ones or abundance, meditation. It just depends on what my intention is with the night. But it is beneficial. It has helped me allow my mind to shut off and to just disconnect. Yeah. And get in my little butterfly cocoon stage.
Yes. And it's always like that moment when you feel like I'm doing all of the things to like ascend. It's almost like sometimes that is when it's the hardest, is when you're really doing the work and you just have a day where you're like, how am I going to get through this day? And then someone, like last night, that's what I was going to bring up. Last night, I went to the Hollywood Museum for this red carpet.
Nice.
And usually I will do the carpet and fucking get out of there. I will leave. Because like, I just am so over everything. But for some reason, I kept thinking to myself, whoa, I just feel like I'm filled with the spirit of God right now. And people were saying it to me. They're like, I look into your eyes and there's just a light in your eyes. And I was just like lit up for some reason. And it was like to celebrate the Three Stooges. And it was like all the family members that are still alive from the family tree. And like they have 3 actors that were completely dressed as like Curly, Mo, and Larry. And it was like, I kind of was trying to ignore them because when I got out of my car, they were like, hey, baby doll. Like, they were like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm here to see y'all. And I just like ran to the carpet. But it was incredible. And I stayed.
Good.
And I wanted to hear the stories. I wanted to see the family members get up on the mic and they were all crying. And it was like we were watching this, like you say, a healing session happen in real time. And for some reason, I was just so locked in.
That place is magical.
Yeah.
I went with so I'm also part of the union's Young Workers Committee group. I'm the vice co-chair. And a bunch of us young workers met up there. It was like 10 of us. I've never been there in my life growing up, seeing that establishment. Yeah. Finally went in. It was like the beacon of hair and makeup. That's where everything was done. Like to see the devices, the layouts. They have brushes. Like it's a time capsule. Yeah. To think of how things started here in this tinsel town.
Right.
It's a must-go place to visit. Actually, a friend of ours so there was a girl that was in the group. Unfortunately, her best friend died. He appeared out there. We all saw him come up to us.
Oh my God.
And was there like in spirit form. And later on, she broke it down to us about what was going on because I knew there was something off about him, but I didn't really speak about him. But most of us like had that awareness, like there's someone here that isn't supposed to be here. Whoa. But we're going to be really chill about it because it's Hollywood. You know, there's a bunch of travelers.
Oh, yeah.
But later on when we were eating, she was breaking it down. I went to a funeral, happened to come here. This was someone I was really close to. Everyone saw him because I saw her reaction. She was just like gagged. And I kind of thought maybe she was going through something. I would check in with her later on inside in the museum to check in because she was arriving late. but now I know why.
Wow.
But he came to connect with her. And a lot of us saw him, and when she told us of the situation, I was just like, wow, this place definitely is a vortex.
Well, yeah. Absolutely
welcomes
that.
people, and it was good to be aware, which I'm really grateful I wear crystals and carry crystals around me because I wasn't scared. But to have that sense of awareness is great because I'm working on not having fear or doubt coming into my space as much.
Well, it can be fun. Sometimes it can be fun because you're like, oh shit, like it's happening. There's a ghost. But last night they had I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston playing on repeat. And let me tell you right now, I was standing against the glass behind all the media trying to hide from this, there's photographers that are creepy. And I look over to my right and it's like literally what Whitney wore in the movie The Bodyguard. And I'm just like, oh my God. It was like the spirit of Whitney was just like, hello, I am here to let you know that I don't know what she was trying to say.
I will always love you.
I mean, maybe. I don't know, but I felt sick. I usually feel homesick when there's a spirit. And then I'll look around and be like, who is this for? And I'm getting better at it, but I really don't like it. I don't like to practice the clairvoyant stuff because then they start coming to you all the time. And it's like, I'm not ready.
No, the door isn't open for that. It's closed.
Yeah. Maybe later in life.
For sure.
Though. But right now, no. Because it's too sad. It's too sad. I almost cried.
Oh, I've been doing a lot of that lately. I've been embracing that softer side of myself and celebrating that. It's a gift. Not most people can express that.
Yeah.
And I've had people to ask me, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, these are actually tears of joy." And it's good. It's just like, oh, I was wondering what was going on. It's just to have that concern and awareness to me is pretty cool because it's like people are watching.
Yeah.
But it is good to cry and to let it out.
Yeah.
I carry my tears with pride because they're good to let out.
To end the episode, let's pull a tarot card.
I love that.
Okay, we're gonna put the camera on Renee and see what he pulls. Spirit guides, please bless these cards and give Renee the message that he needs to hear today. Give us clarity and just knowledge and give us the download that we need today. And so it is.
And so it is.
What?
The Six of Swords. Alanis Morissette.
Okay, let me see. Alanis thanked India. That's where you're going next.
I would love to go to India.
Alanis thanked India after a transformative trip. The Six of Swords guides us. The Six of Swords guides us to ask for help and be willing to drop off baggage in order to transition to a place of healing.
Amen, girl. Amen.
That's amazing. So cool. And the upright is feminine power, fertility, birthing, and nurture. Are you going to have a child?
I do have my two dogs and I do have my two nephews, which last night was a very gratifying experience to be like, never in a million years did I think I would be a father figure.
Yeah.
Because I was in Palm Springs, so my two nephews came and gave me a hug, and then my two dogs came, and I'm just like, I didn't expect this for myself or foresaw this, but I was really happy just to embody that love and to see that love and to be connected to them. Mm-hmm. So I have my 4 kids, my 2 boys and my 2 girls.
You're like, that's enough. I'm not adopting
anymore. As
a
single father, no, but hey, if you want to come aboard,
right?
Talk to me.
I'm saying.
I am single and available and looking.
Right? Maybe you and Julia Fox. You can be her baby dad. You can like give her the sperm or whatever.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've been asked for it. We can do a process. It can be an application. Why not? And I do like her, so we'd probably make a beautiful exotic. I think she's Italian, right?
Yes.
And I got the indigenous blood, so that would be a statuesque baby.
Oh my God.
I love that idea.
Guides, tell me what I need to hear, honeys. Tell me what I need to hear. I'm scared. Selma Hayek! 7 of Wands.
Sweet.
Hell yes. Can I have her bank account too, please?
Right.
Okay, here we go. What does it say? The actress and activist reminds us to stand bold and firm in the face of an unfair attack. Whoa. Seven of Wands meets the challenge head on and comes out stronger, leaving us to be inspired and ask, what would Selma do? Oh, I already know, honey.
There you go. Taking over the world.
Yeah. And the upright is overcoming obstacles and success.
You're going to have your empire.
Thank you.
You'll be taken care of.
You guys, we love you so much. Please do something today that makes you happy. Give yourself a hug. Write down a journal entry. Go for a walk. I'm taking my ass to the gym. Renee loves you. Follow Renee on all of his stuff.
Love you guys.
And we'll see you later.